Do you need to raise a purchase request but stuck with these questions? Worry no more. At the end of this video, you will learn what a purchase request is, the steps to raise a new purchase request, and the new TreaSoup Complete Procurement-to-Pay process. A purchase requisition is a document used as part of the TREA process to initiate the purchase of goods or services such as office supplies, utilities, staff costs, consultancy fees, and insurance. By processing a purchase requisition, appropriate controls can monitor the legitimacy of a purchase as well as identify the business needs for the products. Here are the 4 key steps that are relevant to purchase requisitions in Music Tribe. After a need has been identified, a purchase request is raised in SAP BPM. The purchase request goes through approval steps, and once fully approved, a purchase order or PO is generated and is sent to the vendor and requester via email. It is only at this point that the goods or services can be ordered from the vendor. The vendor must submit their invoice to the TREA AP mailbox at ap@music-group.com with a PO or PR number written on the invoice. Upon receipt of the invoice, TREA AP will initiate the payment request. The payment request is then assigned to the requester for approval. This final step is crucial as this serves as validation that the goods or services were delivered according to the terms and conditions of the purchase order, as well as approval to pay the invoice. Let's see how these steps work in the company. The procurement process begins by identifying a need to purchase goods or services. The requester must gather at least 3 quotations from various vendors if he's raising the request for the first time. The requester then chooses the vendor with the best price to fulfill the order. For repeat orders, the requester may raise the PR to the usual vendor. The requester initiates the creation of the purchase request by logging into SAP BPM. From the main homepage, click on the Buy tile. Then, click on the plus button located at the bottom part of the navigation panel. Enter the details, nature, and purpose of the request by answering the why, who, and what fields. The requester, entity, and cost center fields have default values based on the requester's credentials. However, these fields can be changed by clicking this button. In the credit card field, select No to indicate that the payment will be made directly to the vendor. Lastly, indicate the advance payment amount under the advance payment field if prepayment is required by the vendor before goods and services are rendered. Please note that a pro forma invoice must be obtained from the vendor if cash advance is needed. After completing the header section, proceed to the Buy tab. This tab is used to define the nature of the request, material, vendor, and amount which are necessary for accounting entries. Click the plus button to insert a purchase line. The material field is an auto-suggest search field that allows the requester to search and select a material group from SAP. If you're not certain about the correct material for your purchase request, please click on the Purchase Guideline link at the top of the form to help you determine which material to use for your request. In this example, we're raising a purchase request for an office computer, so let's type the keyword computer in the search field. Then, we can select the correct material from the search result. The description, asset class, and useful life fields have default values based on the selected material number. However, the description field can be changed to better describe the specific item being ordered. The vendor field allows the requester to perform an auto-suggest search on the vendor master data in SAP. The vendor list is restricted based on the selected entity in the header section. the requester selects the desired vendor from the search results. If vendor name does not show in the search result, you would need to submit a vendor creation request form before raising a purchase request. For more information regarding the vendor creation process, please click on the purchase guideline link at the top of the form. Indicate the quantity, unit price before sales tax or value-added tax, and currency for the purchase line. The amount field is system calculated based on the unit price multiplied by quantity. Forex rate for US dollars will be shown in each purchase line. The delivery field is a date picker field that allows the requester to specify a delivery date for the purchase request. Use the purpose field to indicate additional information or justification. For recurring payments like utilities, rent, and insurance, a blanket purchase request may be raised. The amount shall be based on contract, historical data, or forecasted expense for a certain period. Indicate the number of months to be paid for in the quantity field. Then, enter the monthly fee in the unit price field. The amount field will display the total amount for the blanket PR. Click the plus button at the bottom of the details page to add a new purchase line, or click this button to go back to the previous screen. A warning icon indicates that there's missing information on the details page. Click on the line item to edit line details. Click on the X button to remove a purchase line. The delivery address can be selected in the Deliver To tab. The Attachments tab is where the requester can upload supporting documents such as vendor quotation or pro forma invoice to describe the nature and purpose of the purchase request. Click on the plus button to upload a new attachment. This brings up a window that allows the user to browse and upload a file. To remove an attachment, click on the X button. Once all the relevant fields and tabs are accomplished, click on the Submit button. A message prompt will appear to confirm that the request has been submitted successfully. Once the request has been submitted, the status changes to pending for approval. After submission, the request will go through a BPM process flow for review and approval. Here's the purchase request process flow map. Once the purchase request has been fully approved, a purchase order or PO is generated and is sent to the requester and vendor via email. At this stage, you may now engage with the vendors and proceed with the order of the goods or request for services. After the order has been delivered or services fulfilled, advise your vendor to submit their invoice to Trea AP mailbox at ap@music-group.com with a PO or PR number written on the invoice for timely processing. Also, it is important that the invoice is a non-editable PDF format, otherwise it will be returned to the vendor. For Philippines and Japan offices, original hard copy invoices are required to be submitted to the local Trea team due to statutory requirements. Changes of payment or bank details may also be sent to this mailbox. Upon receipt of the vendor invoice, Trea AP will initiate the payment request. This final step is crucial as this serves as validation that the goods or services were delivered according to the terms and conditions of the purchase order, as well as approval to pay the invoice. As the requester, you will receive an email notification advising you to approve the payment request. The email contains a link that allows you to access the task directly in SAP BPM. Review the attached invoice in the payment request. If you have questions or concerns, you may click on the Need Info button and add your comments in the dialog box. Otherwise, click on the Proceed button. After After submission, the request will be assigned to Treya Soup team for payment processing. You can monitor the status of the payment by going to the order tile. For further inquiries regarding invoice and payment status, you may direct your vendors to the Treya Soup team at ap@music-group.com. In the top menu bar, click on the Home button to navigate to the main homepage. Click on the Log Off button to navigate to the Login page. For more training videos on SAP BPM, please log into Confluence and type the keywords SAP BPM Training in the search box at the top. Thanks for watching.